Hello, everyone. Sean Higgs coming at you. It's Friday Football Live, final one of the season, and I'm solo waiting. I'm patiently waiting for someone to show up today. We got the old I might be late today, which means I'm probably not. I'm probably be by myself, and you're gonna get a rehash of the props we've thrown out here during the week. You can go again. I will talk about Kevin's props from yesterday's show, my props as well. Monday, Chip, Doug, and myself talked almost about an hour, about 40-something minutes. Super Bowl kind of talk there. You should go back and re-listen to that if you want to. But again, if you're tuning on into the live show, excellent. Hit that like, share, subscribe, notification bell. The live shows are ending, but the free pick videos will continue next week. There is still college basketball. There is NBA. Not much. There won't be much hockey. I'm not going to give out any hockey videos. But again, hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment section open here in the YouTube channel. Even if you're on the X, if you want to, I think you can comment somehow on the X where it rolls up into the chat. I think you have to open a window to get it, not underneath the comments. Although sometimes I'll be doing a show and all of a sudden it's under the comment section. I'm like, well, I see that afterwards. Oh, Brio's in the house. There's finally somebody showing up. Love it, Brio. Good to see you. We're going to I'll hand out some props here in a bit. Again, free picks are the free picks. Top plays over at GamblersRoll.net. Go buy that Super Bowl winner for me. I'm not going to mention anybody else because I'm the only one coming in to say hello. Now, we'll jump right into this. Although I want to, before we even do Super Bowl, so Scooble gets his $32 million, which thank goodness the guy got that money. Because I was thinking, you know what? I know, again, this is baseball talk. They give Framber $38 million, and you weren't going to pay Scooble $32? Thank goodness he got $32. Because if I'm Scooble, I'm like, I'm not even coming to spring training. Trade me. Get me out of here. But he got his money. Good for baseball. And that team looks like it should probably contend there in the Central. Now, on to some NFL action. Here we go. Let's talk about there is a Super Bowl matchup here. Seattle, a 4.5-point favorite, total 45.5 here. A rando 45 out into the waters, and in the desert you can find a 45, but 45.5, pretty much. It's come down from the 46.5, which, and I'm going to tell you why I like that. I got the under myself, 46.5. I will talk about some of my props shortly in this game. But let's think about why this line is where it is. You got two quarterbacks in May who gets a little slippery with the ball. We saw that against the Texans. Seattle defense, no slouch. And in fact, I heard someone talking about a Lawrence strip sack fumble at I forgot the odds. I got to go hunt them down. There's so many props. But I was like, that makes sense. I could see a fumble there for me. And then on the Seattle side of the ball, you got Darnold, who, as great as he's been the last 2 years, going 30-4, 30-6, whatever the hell his record is, he's thrown interceptions versus the Niners and Detroit and the Rams, teams with, good teams, better teams, quote unquote, right? New England's got a decent defense. Can we see him turning the ball over as well? So yeah, I lean to the under in this one. I didn't lean to the under. I bet the under in this one. I think both quarterbacks will not be on a short leash, so to speak, but I don't think these coaches want to get in their quarterbacks get in the pissing contest and be like, hey, we're going to try to throw for 340 yards this game, right? And I'm going to go back to, yesterday, Kevin Thomas was with me. Oh, look at who's coming in to say hello. Oh, it's my Monday and Thursday buddy, Mr. Doug Upstone.
I heard you were flying solo today, so I thought I'd stop in and say hello. And I brought not gifts, but I give you an option. So this is the Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl hat, and then this is the Brett Favre. Where I go? Brett Favre Super Bowl hat with
nice.
With each of those one. So I don't know which one you like better, but I'm wearing this one anyway. Because if I take this
I,
one
I
off,
like the way that one, because again, it's if it was green, like why didn't you use the colors? Everyone wants to wear the blacked out. Like I like the white. The white stand out.
yeah, I'm not a white hat guy, but I think I've worn this like 3 times ever. But no. So because I'm sure I don't know about you. I like to keep these things for prosperity's sake.
Yeah.
So that when I leave the earth, my kids can just throw it right in the garbage for
We're
me.
in a garbage can.
So yes, so we're all set there.
That's
so
why
what are you talking about?
I got a tote like that. It's like try to sell them on eBay or at a garage sale. Some old person will buy them.
That's all it takes. So what are you talking about?
Trash is another man's treasure.
Right.
I was going to roll into. I was talking about how I like the under 46.5 here. It's 9 out of 45, and I thought both quarterbacks or coaches not want their guys out here airing the ball out. And I was going to mention Kevin's props from yesterday he gave out for the first half. Drake May under 105 passing yards, minus 118. And Darnold was under 118.5 passing yards. Again, these are first half numbers, minus 118. And I'm like, you know what? I could definitely get behind that kind of thing because, one, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game anyway, right? And I got some running back props I like. We'll talk about those a little later. But let's be honest, that first quarter, always a little slower, right? You got a drawn out introduction, commercials after every kind of nonsense. Both guys to throw for over 100 yards in the first half. I mean, if you get 30 out of one guy in the first quarter, I'd be shocked, right? I think it's a feel out kind of game.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. And the two that I liked are I've seen both of them. No score after 6.5 minutes, and then I think it's under 3, and I think it was either 3 or 3.5 for the first 7.5 minutes, something in that range. And so I like those, and yeah, I mean, it would seem like that's the case. The only thing that you don't know, and both coaches have a tendency to do this, I think this season, is that they might want to come in and just change it up. I mean, they have done that, both of them. So that would be my only concern. In theory, everything you just said makes sense, but I do agree, generally speaking, with a lower score game on that too. So yeah, I mean, it's just, to me, this has been one of I can't remember a more puzzling, Super Bowl kind of going into it. There's a lot of things that seem like they should be true, and they're almost like too good to be true, a little bit to me at least, so. I mean, if you saw something that, to where both teams came out throwing the ball instead of running the ball, looking to try and do that first to set up the run for later. If I saw that and I saw that they had success, I at least in my opinion, Sean, I would not be entirely surprised if that happened. So, and that would screw up a lot of props, especially for those that are thinking unders.
Yeah. But like you said, it would definitely be shocking if Super Bowl would come and be like, you know what? Let's get creative here. We're gonna run flea flicker plays on the first 2 drives of the game. Like, I don't see. I mean, both of these guys know they got quarterbacks who have made mistakes, haven't been costly. They're in the Super Bowl. Both teams are in the Super Bowl, so it's not like the sky is falling with these quarterbacks, right? And Darnold gets absolutely zero respect, this guy, right? They go back to his Jets days where he was a rookie, like, oh, I'm seeing ghosts out there. The guy still threw 26 touchdown passes with the Jets with a crap team. I mean, so the perception is that they're bad quarterbacks, but either way, I still think it's a slower, especially that first quarter. So you said what? No score, 6.5 minutes?
6 minutes. No score, 6 minutes.
No score, first 6. I don't see that kind of stuff. I'm totally. I don't think either kicker is going to want to kick to either of these returners, right? Rice is running back, and Marcus Jones is a pretty good return man for New England. And again, this bringing up Kevin again, Doug. He's like, you know what? He took it 80-1. Marcus Jones MVP. And I was like, all right, cornerback. But then I'm like, he does. That's right. He returns punts. He returns kick. So say he gets, he doesn't even have to take it to the house. Same with Rice. If you could make the same argument here. He has a couple good returns in a lower scoring kind of field position kind of game. Maybe he gets an interception. Maybe he's got some key pass breakups. He could very well be in the MVP discussion. Whether he picks off the ball, maybe that interception turns into a pick six. Maybe he returns one. It could be 85 yards. He gets tackled at the 7. It's still he's going to be in contention being on both sides of the ball like that where he can make and at an 80-1 shot. Whoa. I say okay. I was like, you know what? I circled it. I'm like, I'm going to have to grab this myself, I think. What do you think? I like that. I don't think, see, if that's you Camrys will be like, I'm going to take the quarterbacks here. Nice, easy. That is not a – come on with that. I mean, look at these guys.
Here's the thing, though. We fundamentally are on the different sides on this, which is fine, which I'm in favor of, and I get the thinking behind it. But everything you just said there. Well, if this happens and this happens, well, it's to me. I bet golf, okay, and a lot of guys, okay, go for the 80-1 shot, the 75, the 50-1 shot to win the golf tournament, and I don't even bother with it because myself, I like to win. That doesn't mean I always do, but and I think most people like winners. Sure, they like to. I mean, you go to the horse track. Okay, Marc's not on today, but I'm sure Marc still goes to Gulfstream down by where he lives. I mean, there's plenty of people that are playing the 30 to 50-1 on the horse track, and as the story goes, I heard this years ago from a guy I know that hit a I forget what he hit exactly, but it was something outrageous. But he won $87,000 at the horse track. Okay, and so the guy did this, and he hit I think he put multiples together for long shots, and they all came in. And as somebody told me, back in my days in my youth as a Coke truck driver, okay, I was doing that as a very young man. And so the guy stopped. I went to the guy. The guy said, "Yeah, well, one other thing you should know. Okay, he's probably spent that and more betting all horses all these years. So he finally got one that came in." It's a point of view, and I'm more. If I see something that's interesting to me, but I have a hard time putting the logic together of how that's going to come out and play. So now, if there's something 15-1, let's say a wide receiver, like at 15-1 to be an MVP, okay, I can do something like that. But it's just not how I think. I guess maybe that's the best way to put it. If anybody hits it, though, congratulations.
I'm seeing a Hunter Henry at 13,000-1 here on DK.
Yeah, that's the. He hasn't caught many balls lately.
Marcus Jones, Stephon Diggs is plus 5,000. Jones is plus 6,000 here. So it's come down from the other day here. Darnold to me 120. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not doing.
I mean, it's certainly a safer bet, But I mean, and the only way I think a guy like a punt returner or a defensive back wins if we're talking about a game that is 13-7. Okay, 13-10, to where it's all defense, and so you almost have to look that way. That's the one that stands out. Or if, for example, you would have what was it? I don't remember the year. I think it was also a losing team. Chuck Howley, did he win the Super Bowl? The MVP
Cowboys against the Colts.
Yes, yeah. So that was a low scoring, super defensive game. Where one player was dominant on one side of the ball. If that were to happen, yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. But for me, at least, I can't look at it and say, well, I think that can really happen. Go ahead. What
was it? The Larry Brown with the 2 picks against Will O'Donnell got the MVP in a game where, I think Emmitt Smith had 100 yards or something, but they went, hey, you know what? This guy had 2 good interceptions. Let's fire away.
Only one of them was good because the other one, the later one that ended the game, was literally right to him. All he had to do was catch it.
I was watching them. It came across Twitter the other day, and it was just such a bad pass. Listen, the rig that's fixed crew is definitely in effect that day with that.
With that pass, I mean you give O'Donnell credit. He hit the most wide open guy. Okay,
but you watch it, you see the receiver go this way, and the corner's here. So obviously he's supposed to go one. I mean, right. It looks as bad as it could look when a guy goes the wrong way.
Yes.
Like he's going left and you're going right. It's going to look terrible. There just happen to be they're sitting in a 2-zone or whatever they're playing, and it goes right in his breadbasket. But Doug, you got a lot of love here. Danny Boy's coming in. It's like he loves seeing you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Good to see you as well. And
he did a 50-1 Diggs. So there it is. Like I said, it was +5, and Mark Jones was 60 there behind him. Why?
I tell you why I couldn't take Diggs for MVP is because his over/under yardage is 44.5. I mean, there's not a chance in the world that a guy would win an MVP as a wide receiver if his yardage. Now, if he doubles it, he's got a shot. But based on the numbers you're looking at, 44.5 or thereabouts, that you're not going to win MVP.
46 minus 112 for Diggs here.
Okay, yeah, so it's up a little bit. So that's kind of my thinking, is looking at that.
And that is all these guys. I mean, Boots 31, Henry's 40, Hollins is 27. I mean, Stevenson out of the backfield is 25.
Yeah, so there you go, throwing the backs, throwing short passes. That looks to be the game plan based on what we're looking at here. What I do have one that I do like I can throw at you is I saw this, and I haven't bet it yet myself because I actually just saw it this morning. How about both kickers over 34.5-yard field goals?
I'm always down for field goals, yes.
So, yeah, you got to get each guy's got to kick one, but that looks pretty good. I mean, any way you want to look at it. I mean, both guys are good enough kickers. And Seattle, I believe Seattle goes or for the season. I believe they're last, or if they're not last, they're among the 3 or 4 teams that go for fourth downs less often.
They're not 4th and 1 from the 22. They're not going for it in the first quarter of the Super Bowl.
Right.
They're taking 3 points. They're taking 3 points in the second quarter.
And I'm applauding him, by the way, when that happens.
They will take
the lead. Take the lead. Tie the game.
Yes.
Give yourself a chance.
Now, if it's 21-0, maybe they're going to go for it on fourth down. Try to get it.
Right. That's a completely different deal.
If they're taking points when they should take points, you should have this by halftime. Let's be honest. It should probably, it should be someone should have a 42-yarder on the second drive of the game, and then the other team answers with a field goal. All right, and it's all knotted at 3 here. I mean,
or before the half, likely a good chance right before the half. Yep. One guy gets it for you. So yeah, I like that one as well. I
agree. What else did Kev have here? He went with the Danny Boy saw about Diggs. He took a Diggs over 75 yards for +325.
Okay.
Again, like we were talking about yesterday, Super Bowl, and this is funny. Scott Pritchard, who does shows with Chip, he's on Gamble Draws. He's like, there's more value in preseason football than there is in the Super Bowl. But when you look at it, he's exactly right. Like, people are going to run to bet the Super Bowl. There's 35 pages of printouts for props. Everybody's having a pool at work. There's all kind of boxes, this and that, Super Bowl bingo, blah, blah, blah. This is where the proverbial having fun with a bet comes into play, right? I mean, I'm not putting crazy money on crazy props like this. If this was Sunday, are you doing all these props on a Sunday night game during week 9? No. You're probably sticking to anytime touchdown props and a regular yardage prop kind of thing. So take heed, folks. I'm going to throw a bunch of numbers out to you here and props and stuff like that. You're going to have a team you like, right? Doug thinks the game's going to go one way. I was talking about Marcus Jones and how I could see him getting an MVP there for Kevin Thomas's pick. How you think the game's going to play out, that's how you should do your props, right? Don't try to overthink things, right? I mean, it's
Well, and the other thing too, that first of all, what you just said, I think it's important to go in with a game plan on props, and I'm not against playing them. I mean, I'm going to play probably. Well, I have actually 6 that I've played so far. I'm not going to go over 8. I can tell you that for sure. That's out. So I'm not going to do that, and that's what I have established as my limit as to what I just want to bet. Because if I haven't liked them by now, I'm likely to like more of them. But the one thing that
that's where you get in trouble, because like, oh, I kind of like that guy's one, like the Marcus Jones. I'm like, I could see this happening. It would not, sounds like a good one to me. You find yourself betting these little amounts, and then it's like live betting. Then your average play is multiplied 8 times. You're like, what happened here? I thought I won. Oh yeah, you won your initial bet, but then you jumped in late on 6 other things you didn't like, and you went 2 and 4 on them, and you're down.
Yeah, and see, to me, that what you're just saying is the kind of the key point here. If the game goes in and playing out like you expected, now you already have a thought process about how the game should play. So if during the game is playing out as you thought, and then if you're looking at some props and you decide to say, hey, that one makes sense to me because it follows your train of thinking. When something is completely opposite of what you're thinking, now to me, you're reaching. You're getting caught up in the emotion of the moment, and that's where you can run into trouble.
That's where the old proverbial "you're betting on tilt" comes from, whether it's whatever. Yeah, I have, and I have my process of what I think how the game's going to roll out here. So I got some anytime touchdowns, but I want to talk about here is my Kenneth Walker rushing props here. And these have definitely moved from opening numbers. His number has actually come down to I think his number is 72 now. Again, I had 80 rushing yards. It was plus 117. It's up to 126 now. So all these are $10 higher now here. So that was 117. 90 was 180, which is now 193. 100 yards is now plus 285. 110 yards is now 428. So that was 276.
Right. So my question is to you: do you feel as confident about it?
I do, because the total has come down, and yet the rushing yards have dropped.
Right.
110 yards was 407. Now it's up to 420. So if the total of the game drops, and the guy, the number one back on the favorite, his yardage has come down. What is it? Is this New England in total control of this game? And Darnold's throwing 9 interceptions, and this game is 30-7, and they're not doing anything? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think this is going to be. He's a focal point. Okay, yes. They've got Smith is great. This guy's going to be involved. If they get up, this game say 10-0 in the first. Something happens. It's 10-0 in the first quarter. You don't think they're just going to pound this guy with the ball to just milk that first quarter? I me's a defensive coach. He's going to play relatively safe, use the play clock, and run the ball with a guy who's had a great season.
Yeah, I'm on board with you in the context of I'm hard pressed to believe they'll give up on the run. And I know the basic thinking is New England's run defense is really good, which it is. They had a lapse for about 3 games, but they had 2 starters out in the offensive line, so our defensive line. So that changed everything for them. And one of them was that Buffalo loss, in fact, when that happened. But I just think they're still going to feed him the ball. I don't think they're going to give up on him. I think he'll continue to get it. The only way that I would think, like I say, if they got behind, but I think they'd have to be behind by 2 touchdowns in order to give up on the run at any given point. So I could see, I just think they're going to keep pounding it, and then they'll just, selectively take their shots down the field at different points to various guys. Yeah. Especially your first one, to go the 72, probably 71.5, I think is what I saw. So at 71.5, I would agree. I'd still like the over with him because that offensive line has been playing really well of late. So, I know New England's defense is this, has done well against the run, and obviously they're going to load up, especially early. But, if that's why I could see some passing early to set up the run for later. So I think that if Seattle, that would that's the one thing that wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm not sure they're just going to come out and start pounding it. I could see some short passes or maybe even feeding Walker some screen passes just to try and open it up, spread the field out a little bit, and then if they score a touchdown, then come back with the run and start to utilize Walker a little bit more.
I mean, the whole strength of schedule here for the Patriots has been talked about, right? We talk about their team. Easiest strength of schedule of any team that's gotten to the Super Bowl. I look at, okay, the defense has been good. Who were they facing? You go through their schedule, I think 10 or 12 of the teams they face all fired their head coaches. I think we talked about this on Monday.
We did. Yep.
I mean, fired. How good are those teams? And then you look at their playoffs. A wild card win over the Chargers, who had no offensive line. New England didn't get to the end zone on its first 7 possessions in that game. I mean, that's a good Chargers team. And then they beat the Texans, where New England, they turned the ball over 3 times themselves. They were no great shakes. I mean, thank goodness C.J. Stroud was just trying to one-up Drake May in that game.
Well, I'll go with this though. Okay, I don't remember what the line was. I thought it was 7, but I really don't know. When Tom Brady went to his first Super Bowl against the team of the greatest show on turf, what were their chances of winning?
I get
pretty much none.
So, I mean, is Drake May Tom Brady?
At this age, I would say he's pretty darn close. At the same age, I do think he is.
It's just tough. I mean, the Patriots' only touchdown against Denver was a fumble at the 12-yard line.
Oh yeah. I don't think Drake May has played well. I mean, he has not played well in the playoffs. That is evident, and weather played a part in that. But yeah, so I mean, for them to win, he's going to have to play a lot better. But is he capable of playing a lot better? He certainly is.
Yeah, but against bad teams, though, Doug. I mean, in the play, you said about the playoffs, he's not been good.
Yeah,
2 interceptions.
He hasn't. He's been against the best teams though in his conference in the 2 games.
Yes, and he fumbled the ball 6 times. He got sacked 15 times and threw 2 picks. I mean, that's not a good look when you're playing the best defensive football.
Okay, but now, Ron, just to take your argument, okay, take it one step different. Is that you're trying to sell me on a defensive player could win the MVP possibly, okay? Yeah. Because of if this, and this happens, okay? Now, nothing like that has actually happened with the defensive player, but now you're going to tell me that because May has played poorly in his last 2 games, that's going to be the predictors how he's going to play in this game. See where I'm going with that?
I'm saying the last 3 games Danny says take the points and he likes the field goals made it. Plus 190 for both teams have 2 field goals.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's going to be a defensive battle, so I agree with that. But it wasn't just 2 games. He's played bad in 3 games against playoff teams, which is
certainly hasn't been good. The one difference though, and this has not been talked about much. About week 16 or week 16 or 17, after it was pretty much determined who all the teams were going to be, the number one reason that Buffalo was given a chance because they had Josh Allen, but the biggest reason was they're the only team that seemed to have a potentially prolific offense in order to win games. All the other teams that were in there were noted defensive teams. So you ended up with we had a whole conference other than Buffalo that were all defensive minded teams. And so I think that plays a part in it. Now, what is Seattle? Seattle for sure is a defensive minded team. And which goes to your point of an under. I mean, if Drake May plays lousy, okay, then he does. All right. If he doesn't have a good game, not a complete surprise. But if he has at least a pretty good game, gives his team a chance. And hey, we know what I said Monday, teams that are underdogs of 3.5 or more in the Super Bowl, 11-2 run.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, at least to me have to consider that, which is why, and I'm going to close with this, is the, what I said on Monday. I do have a play at Gambler's World on the game. Okay. So that's available, but my second favorite bet is the teaser, and that is taking New England at 10.5 to go all through the key numbers, and then also under 51.5 on that. Because
I did that on Monday. I put $100. I mean, because listen, do I think the team's winning by 10 or more in this game? I don't know about that. That's right. That's a big ask. I mean, could it be? I mean, it could be New England winning by 14 or 17, as easy as it's Seattle, right? I mean, I don't know. I think this is more of a one-score kind of close game, whether it be a 3 or a field goal or something close. So yeah. I agree with that teaser. I like it. Before you get out of here, DeMarcus Lawrence, 90-1. I mentioned all the fumbles for May. Why not strip sack, fumble, touchdown? He did it. They didn't do it twice in the game against Purdy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's certainly possible. I mean, like I said, he's been putting it on the ground, and I mean, they haven't faced Seattle, so they don't know, to completely understand, for example, their team speed. I would say that Houston is probably the most comparable team defensively, that they would have faced. So yeah. So I mean, could that happen? Sure, it could definitely happen, and like I say, I just have a hard time trying to make bets that I'm hoping come in as opposed to wanting or expecting to come in.
I know.
That's just that. And actually, that is nothing more than a difference of opinion in terms of how somebody looks at something. Is that it's as simple as that. I mean, you play mostly underdogs, and I play a lot of favorites. Okay. But as I mentioned, now I'm just switching topics here swiftly, is college basketball. You and I are 1 and 2 in either win percentage or in the win percentage or money at Gamblers World in college basketball. So with that in mind, but yet we're coming at it basically from 2 different points of view on it, not exclusively. I mean, but quite a bit different. So lots of ways to skin the cat. So on Monday, we can recap this all, and we can either say, see, we told you that was going to happen, or we can just pull our hat down and do this.
God, what an idiot. Knew it. I said from the start that Earl's going to be like, well, I was totally wrong about that one.
That's like I never forgot when the Raiders were last in the Super Bowl, they played Tampa Bay. Okay.
Oh man.
And I liked Tampa Bay. I liked the Raiders. Okay, in that game, I thought they had a better than puncher's chance to get the job done. And literally, and I was working at the golf store back in those days, but doing that game, everybody I talked to over the next 2 weeks that I walked into the store, whatever. So who'd you have for the Super Bowl? Oh, I had the Raiders. You had the Raiders? How did you not know that? And literally 100% of the people that I talked to had Tampa Bay. And I thought, well, isn't that interesting? I wish you would have told me that beforehand.
Yeah. Real interesting. I think I had Tampa in that game just because it was Gruden going against his old team.
Okay. And yeah, I just thought Rich Gannon was really on a heater, and he was playing really well. But then when the game they come on the air and they said the Raiders center is nowhere to be found.
They knew in trouble.
I thought, uh-oh, here we go.
He was on a bender.
Yeah, he was in Hawaii. So if I remember correctly,
I thought he was in Mexico or something
or maybe it was Mexico. He wasn't. I don't think he was in the U.S. Well, Hawaii's in the U.S., but I mean, I don't think he.
Yeah, but not where he should be in the U.S. He's
right.
15 hours or whatever, a 10-hour flight away.
he was nowhere where he was supposed to be, and so that was the beginning of that end. Real quick on that one. So let's hope for a good game, and hope everybody that's watching. Hope you hit your bets, get it done, and Sean and I will be here to talk about it on Monday, and recap what we liked or didn't like. And we got to talk about the commercials, by the way, too. Make sure you have your favorite commercials. To me, that's half the fun is the commercials.
I'll you know what? They'll be on YouTube like a day early. I'll watch them ahead of time.
Okay, I've seen a couple of them already. The two I saw didn't look too bad, so we got some good stuff there.
I enjoyed the Bud Bowl back in the day.
Yes, yeah, those were good too. So all right, enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend. We'll talk next week, Sean. Take care. Thanks.
There you go. Doug Upstone coming in with a couple props. He likes a no-score first 6 minutes of the game. Both kickers over 34.5-yard field goals. Thank goodness for Doug popping in with his Green Bay. He's a Midwestern cat. Cubby's behind him. All right, so we got a few props there for you. So Doug likes the no-score first 6 minutes. Both kickers over 34.5-yard field goals. I gave you Kevin Thomas's under both quarterbacks' first half passing yards. The Marcus Jones MVP likes the Diggs plus 325. What else did he have? Well, you can go watch the Thursday video for all those. And you saw mine. It scrolled up a little while ago there with all my Kenny Walker numbers. But I had Drake May anytime at plus 310 and Travion Henderson at plus 550 anytime tutties. Listen. Again, with the running, May's got the wheels. I can see him taking off, and Henderson is just so lightning fast. So he can break one, and I'll talk about his. I gave out some picks on the show with Kevin yesterday. I'll get to those in a second here, but let me just finish these up. Kenny Walker for 2 touchdowns. Again, I'm high on Kenneth Walker. Sorry, Ken. Also the MVP 6-1. I think he's going to go for like 112, 115, 117, a couple touchdowns, in control of the game. Boom. Hit all these and a MVP touchdowns. It's 2 dimes in your pocket, and it's a happy Sunday night for everybody. Now, a couple others I have. I mentioned Travion Henderson. So we got these up. I gave these out yesterday here with Kevin before anywhere else. Travion Henderson. 2 receptions, plus 205. 3 receptions, plus 588. 25 more rushing yards, 150. So this is a spot where I'm going with the backup to be a difference maker. Like, we're going to not throw the ball downfield. As I said earlier in the show, I don't think we have 2 quarterbacks going to be chucking all over the place. I think we're going to have the swing pass. We're going to have the running game going on and on. It's Arizona. It might not be 120 degrees. It's still a little warmer than usual. I do like also, and it must have gotten cut off here on the ticker. I thought I had it for Ramon Stevenson for a MVP. Just as like a little bit of a hedge against if Stevenson is just on the field the entire time. He was 28-1. So if it's going to be no Henderson at all and a guy gets 3 looks, maybe Stevenson gets all this extra action and has a monster game. And at 28-1, I could take a look at that guy as well. You see the Cooper Kupp up here, 4 receptions for plus 130. Obviously, JSN is going to be the guy who's going to get all the looks. His receiving yards are up to 96 now. Just keeps going up and up and up every day. Everybody's betting this guy. Touchdown yardage. Say he's covered. Can we throw it to a Super Bowl MVP? Cooper Kupp won a Super Bowl MVP, by the way, in case people didn't know. In case you didn't know. Cooper Kupp. The guy's pretty good. Probably going to be a Hall of Famer down the road somewhere. Yeah, I will definitely look to take him plus money. Why not? If one guy's going to be covered up the entire game, why not take a MVP, veteran guy. Let me just see. I'm just pulling up the numbers here for MVPs. Not that I'm going to say take a Cooper Kupp MVP. It'd be interesting if he got both. Where's Kupp here? Kupp is weird. So he's at 90. He's a little bit behind Travion there. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do that one. I'd rather go Stevenson at 28-1 than Kupp, but Kupp's definitely worth a shot. Again, he's already got the trophy. If the other guy's bottled up, why not go to a reliable veteran that gets the ball there? But those are all the props. There you go. There's my props, Doug's and Kevin's. And that is it. That's a wrap. That is the Friday football finale. So, you see on the bottom there, I got my top college hoops game going today in the A10. Go get it. Super Bowl's been up for 2 weeks since that's Sunday night. Nothing's changed in my mind. Doug, Mr. NBA, game of the week going. Missouri Valley game of the day. There you go. Super Bowl winner. Give me your Doug. Support the channel. Support the show. Like button costs absolutely nothing. Subscribing, notification bells. Football is over. Plenty of basketball, and we're 20-some days away from pitchers and catchers. How about that? Love to see it. Danny, thanks for tuning in this season. We'll be back again in September with the Friday Football Live. Good luck, everybody. Back again Monday. Doug Upstone, Chip Trim is me. We'll be talking about the game and how right I was. Or I'm a loser. We'll see. Tune on in to find out. Good luck, everybody.